Today's video is sponsored by Picker's Grip. Stop dropped picks and pick rotation while playing with Picker's Grip. Made with all natural ingredients in Virginia. Check out their website to order. When you support my sponsor, this also supports my channel, and it's very much appreciated. Today at Robert's Guitar Dungeon, it is all about you, the viewers. That intro was not a cheap lead-in. This video is specifically about the viewers of this channel, and more specifically about what it is that you guys want to see. My last video was a little more, actually it was probably a lot more emotional than what I normally post on this channel, and I want to take a minute and just say thank you to everybody that commented. There was people that had never commented on any of my videos before but had subscribed for a long time. A few people had never commented on any video before, not just this channel but any channel. I got some really positive heartfelt responses to that video, and I was absolutely overwhelmed. As of that video went live at 9 a.m. this morning, and as of right now it has been up for 11 hours, and I've been, every break that I've had today, my nose has been down in my phone, scrolling through and reading comments and replying to as many as I can. It was just a really overwhelming response, and I want to take a moment and say thank you to all of you. Like as of right now, there's been several, hundreds of comments already between, comments on the video itself. A few of you took a moment to email me. I got a few comments on the website. So it's just been, I was stunned. I honestly expected to get lambasted for that video, and it was anything but. But I did want to clarify one thing. That video certainly was not meant to be about. That was not a poor me video at all. And I certainly hope it didn't come across that way. And it wasn't meant to be a video about me complaining about trolls on the internet either. That's not what it was about. What I want people to get out of that video is, there are going to be negative people in the world that that do things for whatever reasons that they do it in, but and sometimes those people can make it really hard for people to want to chase after the things in their own lives that they want to chase after. And those are the people that I'm really hoping will eventually get something out of that video. So, moving on. Speaking of hey, we got a dog in the video. If I didn't mention this before, you've never met her before, but this is my dog Zoe, and I was not planning on her making an appearance in this video, but she heard me clap my hands, and she ran in here to say hi to me and to all of you. So I will take this moment to say that I actually make it a point to donate to the local Humane Society on a regular basis, which is where she came from. And it's another cause that I believe in and that I choose to support personally. And I encourage everybody. Humane societies are getting overpopulated, and unfortunately there are lots of great pets that are very deserving of a good home and just haven't found it yet. So please consider adopting from the Humane Society or your local shelter. We've had this little girl for about 6 months now, and she is now my best friend in the world. Oh, okay. Okay, baby. As I was saying, moving on. Speaking of comments on my website, I had a user that commented on the website a crazy idea that I've never had before that he said he wanted to see, so I thought I would put it out there and see if he's not alone. What he said was, and I'll have the comment there on the screen so that you can see this is not my idea. What he said was something to the effect of, you should do a live stream where we can all throw money at you to answer questions about gear. And to me that sounds like sounds like a lot of fun. The answering of the questions of the gear part, that is. But I admit, when it comes to, even other channels I follow religiously, when they do a live stream, I almost never watch them, because that's usually an hour or two, out of my time, and and that's a long time for me to, that's a lot of time for me to set aside to, to watch YouTube. So my question to you, and I'm going to post a poll up here in the card, and feel free to leave a comment down below. Is a live stream with with a live Q&A session with yours truly about gear something that you would all enjoy and maybe want to participate in? So if we get a strong enough response, maybe then maybe we'll do it, and if we don't, then we'll squash it, at least for now. Also, item number 3. I've noticed some varying trends with some different types of videos on my channel here recently, and some things seem to do better than others. So I kind of want to get an idea of what it is specifically that you as individual viewers enjoy seeing about this channel. When I started out as a channel, doing pretty much just guitar demos of guitars themselves, and then doing mostly my own guitars, and a few others along the way, and then I kind of ran out of those, and so then we started moving on to amps and pedals, and various other things, and we've together we've all continued to grow from there. But I'm curious to hear what it is that most of you are interested in seeing on this channel, be it guitar demos, pedal demos, the top 10 lists, the more of the blog type stuff, some of the more comedic videos that I've done, the how-to videos, the how to play videos. So those are some of the things. Some of those I haven't done any of in a while, by the way. But but I'm curious to see what it is that you would like to see more of, and so that I can kind of cater my next few videos, more to what my audience would like to see. Third, this is kind of a part 2 of my last question to you, but I am also curious to see, if there are any specific brands that you are interested in seeing demos of. I've had, again, via comments and comments on the videos, and emails, and comments on my website, I've had a number of people recently that have all said, "Hey, I would love to see you do a demo of this." And the truth is, I would love to be able to accommodate every single one of those requests, but to this point, everything on this channel is 100% financed out of my own pocket. And so, no company, there's been a couple, but for the most part, no companies have sent me any gear specifically for demo purposes. So I am planning on sending out letters here more seriously in the coming weeks, especially as we are very, very, as of this recording, we are about 250 subscribers away from 10,000. So, and that's the number that I'm hoping anyway, that some of the larger manufacturers will begin to take me a little bit more seriously. I've had a number of requests for Schecter guitars, various Schecter guitar models, and to be honest, I'm kind of really hoping that they would be willing to work with me, seeing as I have featured my trusty Blackjack SLS in many of my videos, and that's one of my favorite guitars. But I've received a lot of requests about Schecter, about a couple of Ibanez guitars, about various different different pedal companies. Some of the bigger ones, the bosses, the TC Electronics, some of the smaller boutique companies, like Earthquaker Devices, Matthews Effects are getting popular, things like that. So I'm curious to hear, specifically what gear or what brands people really would like to see a demo of on this channel. And I have my list, in my in my memory banks that I'd like to do. But as the bigger this channel gets, the more it becomes about the audience that's watching it, more than the guy that is creating the videos. So what is it that you want to see, and who's what manufacturer's gear do you want to see? If we work together, maybe we can all hit up a few of these companies and see if we can't get some gear to demo. That way we can all check it out, right? Last but not least, I owe a few people a very huge and heartfelt shout out because they have gone out of their way to to support and and even promote this channel, and they deserve the same because quite honestly, these guys have all put out great content themselves. Starting with Mr. Dave Byron, whose channel he does a lot of guitar demos of various kinds regarding effects and guitars and things of that nature, and he's a phenomenal player, by the way. He spent a good 5 or 10 minutes talking about me and my channel on on a couple of his videos. So I do encourage you very much so to go check out Dave's channel. I will make sure and link that up down in the description so that you can go find him directly. Second of all, my new favorite podcast is a podcast called The Practical Guitarist. They also show the video versions, occasionally anyway, of their podcast on their own YouTube channel. So I will make sure and link the channel up down below, as well as the iTunes podcast link that they broadcast on. I think they broadcast a couple of times a week. Their show, or they post their shows a couple of times a week. It's hosted by my good friends Jim Woodard and David Hill, and they actually were kind enough to have me on as a guest here a month or two ago. And their shows are usually about an hour or so. And when I was on, the laughs just kept on coming, and we went on for about 2 hours that night. Which I know could not have been very convenient for them, but we were all having a blast, and and they've got great insight on guitar gear and the guitar industry, and they pay pretty close attention to the YouTube community as well, and share a lot of opinions about that, including my channel. So I strongly recommend you go check out the Practical Guitarist podcast. I think you'll enjoy it. Third, speaking of podcasts, I was also recently a guest on another podcast called Bipster and the Ginger, and again, they were nice enough. Kyle was nice enough to invite me onto their show, and we had a great conversation and a great interview. Not just about my channel, because he interviews a lot of YouTube people, but not just about my channel, but just about guitar gear in general. And we had a great time. And again, another very entertaining podcast, and I strongly encourage you to go check out Bipster and the Ginger. Again, links down in the description. And again, please go check them out. Check those guys out. I think you'll enjoy it. They cover a pretty wide variety of stuff, but they're great guys and they're a lot of fun to listen to. As I probably could have predicted, I got a feeling this video is going to be a little bit longer than I had initially thought it was going to be. So thank you very much for hanging in there with me. The reason why I wanted to do this video is because, unfortunately, my channel is not big enough that I get to post the polls and stuff right there in the YouTube feed, similar to like a Twitter post or something. How a lot of the larger YouTube channels seem to be able to, that post stuff like that, various different surveys and things like that, and which is cool. And I usually do participate in those from the channels that I do follow. However, I haven't earned that right yet, so. So it gives me an opportunity to shoot another video and, continue to interact directly with you guys. So again, thank you so much for sticking it out and hanging in there with me over this last week or so. If you enjoyed this video or any of these videos on my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button, as well as the little bell icon right next to it, and that way you will receive alerts and don't miss out on future videos that are uploaded. As I mentioned before, please leave me a comment down below. Leave me your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts regarding any of the things that I've discussed in this video. Links to all of the everything that I've discussed, as I mentioned, will also be in the description below. Another link that will also be in the description down below that I did not mention is the link to my Teespring shop, and you should be able to also find a link to them up there in the card. There's t-shirts with stupid jokes on them. There's t-shirts with, pretty plain, just little logos on them. They got cheap t-shirts. They got V-neck comfy t-shirts. Seriously, these t-shirts are actually really, really good quality. The only reason I'm not wearing one right now is because they're all in the wash. because I've been wearing them all so much. So once again to all of you, thank you very much for hanging in there and sticking it out with me over the last week or so. We're going to get back to some gear demos next, so stay tuned. You know what? There are tons of young people out there that want to get involved in music and do not have the means to do so. If you are watching this video, most likely you're a musician, and many experienced musicians have tons of broken and unwanted gear lying around that they're not doing anything with. Please visit my friends at Share the Music on Facebook at the link below and learn how you and your unwanted gear can help change somebody's life.